What's going on, everybody? It's Max from River Rock. And in keeping with the conversation about whole versus term for the client, I believe the client comes first. I wanted to bring an aspect or talk about an aspect of whole life for a few minutes that a lot of people probably don't know about, or a small segment of the population knows about. So, whole life, of course, if you don't know, I'm saying it again, whole life is for your whole life. Okay. Whole life insurance, or what some people call cash value life insurance, or permanent life insurance, is for your whole life. Okay. Term life is for a specific term. Okay. One of the major differences between whole and term is that term policies usually cost less and they offer more in terms of the benefit to your beneficiaries, right? Without going into a lot of detail and a lot of extra added benefits, right? So term policies usually go from 10 to 40 years, and they usually cost less a month, and they have larger benefit amounts. Okay. Now, the thing about term is that they change a lot of they can do a lot with the premium. Sometimes premiums can increase and benefits can decrease. And so term policies have different structures. Okay. Whole life, on the other hand, is for your whole life. A straight, permanent, pure whole life policy is designed to never change the premium, right? Your premium will be $100 a month for the rest of your life, and you'll have that benefit for the rest of your life. It'll be 100,000, 200,000, 300, 400, whatever you contracted for, whatever your policy says. Okay. The other thing about whole life is that once you get past, I think, year 2 or 3, your premium starts to accrue interest. So you start to get interest on your premium. So after a couple of years, sometimes, depending on what your premium is, you can have a substantial amount of money built up in your whole life policy. And that's why people call it cash value. Okay. Now, which brings me to final expense. Final expense is a type of whole life policy. And there are three main features and functions of final expense life insurance, which is cash value. One thing is that whole life policies, I'm sorry, final expense policies, or some people call them burial policies or funeral policies, right? Two things for sure. One thing for sure, you're not going to get out of this thing alive. So let's just be real, right? Final expense policies are usually small, affordable policies, which have a benefit between $5,000 and $50,000. Now, the average amount of final expense policies are 20,000, 30,000. And it can be real economical for people. Okay. The other great thing about final expense policy is that there's no medical exam, just some questions. Okay. And like I said, the premium is level for the life of the policy. Now, the other thing that's great about final expense policies is that, yeah, it's for final arrangements, but your beneficiaries can actually use the money for things like groceries, bills, if they want to pay off some credit cards. I would not suggest that. Just let the credit card companies do what they do. I mean, what they gonna do? Sue you? I smell some coffee. So, final expense policies are whole life policies designed to cover final expenses, and they are whole life permanent cash value policies. Okay. This is for my folks that talk about cash value policies are a ripoff. They're not. The thing is this. Here's my last point. Here's the last point. Once you get to a certain age, it's difficult to get what you see on TV, 500,000, $1 million. Uh, I know a lady that she got a very prominent TV advertised, televised policy, or she was attempting to get it, but then she found out the policy changed, the premium amount goes up every 5 years. So you tell me, and that's a term policy. You tell me, is it economical to get a term policy where the premium continues to increase? It may start out at $50 a month, but in 5 years it may go to 100 or 200. And of course, that person may not be able to afford it. Whereas a pure term policy or a final expense policy that's going to cover final arrangements and possibly have some cash left over for your beneficiaries is probably the way to go. Now, hopefully, this information did somebody a lot of good. For more, I just like to talk about different aspects of different types of policies. Of course, term policies have different functions, and just like whole life policies have different functions, just different names and carriers. Uh, this is one aspect of whole life that I like because when somebody gets to a certain age, I know we see these things on TV, and I know it's like, you know, for $10 a month, you can get $500,000 of life insurance. That it just doesn't exist. But anyway, so this is something I think is very valuable to the population, and hopefully it brought value to you, whoever's watching this video. And stay tuned for some more informational, educational content. And again, my name is Max. This is River Rock Financial Group. And until next time, do what's difficult while it's easy.